Everyone, hi everyone, and welcome. This is Karen Newman. This is the Saturday Human Colony Hucolo webinar. It is Saturday, the 24th of July, 2021, and we have a full room today. Very excited to have everybody here. And today we also have our very special channel. We have Jim Charles. So welcome, Jim. It's good to see you.
Hey, good to see you all. Thank
you're
you.
muted. No, you're not. I have the sound off. And I'm trying to turn off the YouTube. So just give me one moment. Why don't we start with some announcements while I coordinate the YouTube, and then we'll start with Angie with the announcements. And Jim, if you have anything to add for that, go for it, Angie.
Hi, everybody, and welcome. We have our retreat scheduled, excuse me, for Sunday, August 8th through Wednesday, August 11th. It's during the Lion's Gate. A lot of powerful energies happening at this time. It is based on the 4 elements and all the themes, I should say. The themes each day will be a particular theme. And if you're interested in this, you can email workshop@hucolo.org and I'll get information out to you. I'll put the link in the chat so that if you'd like to click on it, there's been revisions, and I'm going to put the agenda on the Hucolo websites, the Hucolo, all the Facebook pages, so that you'll have easy access to that. The price is $555 for in-person and $400 for online participation for those who can't make it. If you have any questions, again, workshop@hucolo.org, and I will get information out to you. Jim, you want to add anything?
Yes, a couple of the beings that will be appearing on that day will be Mother Gaia. Will be in there for the Earth segment, as well as Voren. Voren is a wind spirit, and also there's a being from the Native American tribes called Spirit Wind, and those will be in the air section for sure. The Hathors will also be there. I'm fairly sure that they will have something to say about many things. The Hathors are always very strongly present during the days in Arkansas. They were there in numbers last time. They promised to be there again. So there's a lot of good beings going to be presented there. I'm sure that if they have something to do with earth, wind, fire, water, they'll definitely be around, and we don't know which one of them are going to be coming through, except I know those ones for sure are going to have something to say. There will be several other beings that will be channeled through, though.
Katumi is going to be a big part of that, as well
as
Katumi,
that's right.
Elmoria, Amore. What is his?
Elmoria. Yes, Katumi and Elmoria are connected spiritually, so they were incarnates of one another. So Elmoria and Katumi will both be there.
What flame is Elmoria? He's a violet flame, or is that Saint Germain? I'm confused.
Saint Germain is the violet flame. Okay. I believe I'm not sure what color the flame is for them, but I could look that up.
Because they're part of the Great White Brotherhood, all of them, right? Elmoria, so, Saint Germain. Yeah. You don't hear a lot about Saint Germain and Elmoria and all that now, so it's nice to hear those names again.
That's well, Saint Germain is channeled quite often, actually.
Oh,
a lot of people
don't see him. Yeah. Do you channel Saint Germain?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Great. Okay, we'll start with some prayers, and then. Oh, did you have something else to add?
No, that's it. I'm good.
Okay. So we'll start with some prayers and then we'll do requests. I just want to tell everyone today is Guru Purnima, which is the day of honoring your teachers, all of your teachers that help you along your spiritual path. The word guru means bringing from darkness into light. And that's the role of the teacher, to dispel darkness and bring you into knowing, the light of knowledge, the light of intellectual, the light of spiritual knowledge. So to Jim, happy Guru Purnima. Thank you for teaching us every week, every couple of weeks. And it's just an honor to know you and to work with you on a very regular basis. So much love to you. And
same to you, Karen, and all the teachers out there.
thank
I
you.
wish you the same, because you deserve it. As you are bringing people into the light, you deserve that praise. Thank you.
And to all of our teachers out there, that from your first grade teacher to your violin teacher to your spiritual teachers, your parents, your greatest teachers, thank you and happy Guru Purnima. So, okay, so we'll start with, not you, Angie. We'll come back to you at the end for the prayers. Where's my list? Here we go. Barbara, we'll do Barbara, Yana, Michelle, and then David.
Katakiata hatakowahiaka. Kutohoaka patiata kara. Kahakiata kowapaka chichia. Kohakiata kowapaka hiaka kowaka. Kikitiata kowaka pakakiaka. Kakakiata kowakishi. Kashatukowaki. Kapaka. Kikiki kakatukowa. Kiaka kowaka.
Saturate yourself in God. Let him be part of every moment, not just a few, because I know that your confidence is good with who you are in many senses. But God can actually strengthen and bring forth in you even greater understanding and greater power. And I know that many of you seek understanding and power, but it is from God's wisdom that it comes.
Yana, please.
Torikin tahai tiken takai tatanaka al tete ukua. Harteno u aikete ukua tanata tene. I kahan tatanaka ai te toa a tartete u akatantete kuantata. Este toa ne teke istekanate harte ukua natate ukua tata. Nate.
Bring forth all of your gifts and lay them before God, because they are not your gifts, but his gifts. He will empower them and make them strong and bring them into activity and bring them into the proper understanding and bring them to you in a way that will advance the earth in many ways, because God knows how you can use them, and he will empower you in his love to bear fruit.
Michelle.
Onya kahaya honya ihihio kuatia iakuanya haya iakiuanyaka iakuanyakia oanyakaha.
Beware. Sometimes the truth can sound strange and lies can sound promising. But remember, each and every one of you, to bring these all to God so that he may sort out good from bad, truth from lies, and all the things that are there before you. It is not an easy world to live in because of these things.
David.
Turian yarate roku sanjireti aman yerektur kitia sanjiretia. Kariatura anza zero kokete ma anete kur bringing the light to ma akeke sukha atete rotara ki sanje ma atu Ushak kitin makatura. Yere tere tura. Ura atare ma akuku kuria nya bringing the love kura hanania tete. Ushkara ate tero okuku mahanania tete. Your truest reflection. Ishkana anyet turo okukiasha. Peace, love, blessings. I am good. I am. So be it. So it is.
Whatever you present to the world as you, they will accept, and they will note that this is who you are. Your example is very important in this day and age. And if you present yourself in an inappropriate way, they will see you in an inappropriate way. Do not be fooled. They know the truth about who you are because of the way you act, because of the way you are. You need to be of great understanding, love, and peace, and get rid of the fear, and get rid of the hatred, and get rid of all things that do not become you, because this is what God wants: a powerful, strong, loving presence that he can be part of and actually lead you into a greater understanding.
Okay, Angie, the last one for now.
We come in peace, but we are not always accepted that way. But we know that you, as human beings, have accepted us as you are learning and leaning toward the light. We thank you for this, and we will be helpful in bringing prayers and understanding and blessings to you as well. Much love to you always.
Thank you. Okay, thank you so much. All right, so we have some requests. Exciting. Let me see who we have requested. We have Archangel Uriel, Arctura, Buddha, God, Seth, the Elohim, Time Lords, then Elijah, of course, and then we have a government representative working in the field of alien ET contact. And Daniel says a freshwater magistrate. Very interesting names. Let me see if there's anyone else. And let's see, Archangel Zadkiel, if I said that correctly. Let me just check the YouTube chat really quick to see. Oh, Jess would like Rudolph Steiner if he's free. That's cute. So if Rudolph Steiner is free, then
Who
he's
is
requested.
Rudolph Steiner?
Who is Rudolph Steiner? I don't know right off the top. Who is he? He's a political figure. Let me see. One moment. I will tell you. I know who he is. Rudolph Steiner. He's very famous. He was a writer. He is a writer from. I feel put on the spot. One moment. Give me a minute. Give me a moment. He was an esoteric writer. He was an esoteric writer. He wrote in Hermetics, and he was a philosopher, but he was also an architect. He had, yeah.
He was a philosopher.
He was a magician. Who wrote that? That was someone from the, Jess wrote that from the chat. But he was known also in the esoteric circles. Yeah. I would say he was also a magician in the old style of Hermetic magic.
Okay.
And very influential for a lot of people. Yeah.
Well, let's see who comes.
Thank you, Daniel. Thank you, Suzanne.
Everybody think something positive, loving, and good, and we will enter into our channel session. Thanks.
Thank
you all.
See you.
I am Elijah. Greetings. This morning will be a brief. I know it is afternoon for some of you. But today I want to speak about something I've never spoken about before. But it is a very important subject and a very interesting one, because many of you spend your life teaching and telling and finding ways to help others. But now God wants us to listen. Listening is a lost art in some ways. Let me explain. Many of you are listening for certain things. You are listening for certain subject matter, certain things that would make you feel better. But God has all kinds of messages that he can relate to you if you listen with your heart. Listening with the heart is sometimes difficult to do. Why? Because you're not wanting to be taught anything through the heart, because you feel that your heart is already ready, and you feel your heart is good, and you feel your heart is giving of all the good things that they have. But wait, the heart you can listen with to learn even greater ways to communicate with the world. Because God is in the heart and he connects to the brain. But many of you are hesitant to listen. Some of you have trouble knowing good from evil because you're not listening. Some of you are frightened because you are not listening. Some of you live in fear because you're not listening. God has something to say to you about fear. God has something to say to you about who you are, about how you can become greater, about how you can be empowered. But some of you say, I'm happy with the way I am. Thank you very much, but any further lessons are unnecessary. Not true. God wants you to continually learn. God wants you to continually take his information and go through it and understand it more efficiently and more profoundly, so that you can actually be a better person, a better example, a better listener to others. Many of you are great teachers without listening. The people that you teach just listen to you. But you are really not listening anymore now that you've reached your expertise. You're just hoping that people will listen to you. I would teach this to all the people that are listening to you, is to listen to you. I would say to all of you to listen through any means possible to God. Reach out to him, understand him. Do not close him off. Do not be jealous of one another. Do not be deaf to the sound of purity, because many of you get offended. Many of you are thinking that others are trying to steal your thunder. Many of you think that, oh, I can't do something the best way possible because of other people. But God wants to raise you up. And you should not care about what others say or think. If you know that God is saying and thinking what he wants through you. If I were to do that, my messages would be very convoluted and different, but I am straightforward with you. I say what God wants me to say. I do not mix it up with all kinds of other information. God wants you to listen with the heart. And you are missing things if you are not listening all the time. If you're seeking out darkness, if you're seeking out things that make you fear, what good is that? What good is fear to you? Does it help you to stand forth with God? Does it help you to stand up and be righteous? Fear takes everything away from you. And fear also, when you hand it out to other people, it baffles them and makes them less efficient as well. So stop spreading fear to other people. Stop telling people about negativity. They don't need to know about negativity. You think, oh, they have to be prepared for it. If they're prepared for negativity, then they've lost what they are going to do in the positive realm. Positivity is what you need to know to destroy negativity. If you learn all about negativity, what good is it going to do you when negativity attacks? Are you going to be able to conquer it? No, only God will conquer that negativity. And so what good is it to learn about it? Oh, it's coming, it's coming. They give you dates and times and places where it's coming, but it never happens. And you've wasted your time. Listen with your heart to God. Listen with your heart to God and get away from all this negativity. It will not save you in times of trouble, but positivity will. Positivity will save you, bring you out of it, take you through it, bring you to the higher ground. But when you dwell in the negativity, it just brings you down. It does not enhance you. It does not bring you truth, really, because they're only showing you a bit of what's going to happen or what's going to come. And so you wouldn't be prepared anyway. And if you tell people about darkness and negativity and fear and death, what good does that do your image? People will not trust it. They're talking about death and violence and demons. Why would that enhance your image? God will enhance your image. God will enhance your truth. God will enhance your understanding. This darkness will not. But you're not listening to God. Even when I say these things, you turn off. Why? Because you don't want to hear it. Why? Because that's what your whole life has been based around, is darkness, fear, and misunderstanding. And you say, no. I do know truth. I'm a healer. I do this. Yes. There is some good in you. There's great good in you. There's great understanding in you. Why do you even bother with what is not great about you? Why do you even bother with the negativity of the world? Why do you even speak of it? It does not enhance you. It does not make you seem wise. It does not make you seem informed, except for those that are also following darkness. My children, God wishes for you a greater future than what you have planned for yourself. A greater understanding than what you have for yourself, but you must listen. You must listen. And you must take to heart what you have heard from God, because many of you just pass it off. I'll follow God the way I want to follow God. You can't tell me what to do. And that's fine. You have free will. You do what you want to do. And I won't stop that. I'm not here trying to make you stop. I'm just trying to make you understand. Now you will do what you will do. And God will look in on you and try to talk to you individually. And that I am understanding of. The beauty of God is rich. He will tell the truth. He will enlighten you. But if you're so interested in the darkness, how can you keep rising? If you're so interested in death, how can you keep rising into the truth that there is no death? God requires you to leave this planet by way of what is called death. But truly, your energy goes to another place, and there is no true death. So what is wrong with death? It's a transference to another greater, more wonderful place. Do not be afraid of it. I am done talking to you for today. My heart goes out to you, and I want you to understand that God wants you to listen with your heart. Listen to the truth. Listen to what is not bringing you down. The truth is not darkness. The truth is not spreading things that will make people fear or make people lose their way. It's not the right thing to do. Well, I'm just warning them. I'm just letting them know. No, each person has to make up their own mind what path to take when it comes to darkness. You have no right to tell them to go down the dark path or go down to the light path unless you are sure that you are talking in God's language. Are you sure you are talking God's language? Much love to all. God be with you and spare you and bring you up, enlighten you, for your minds are dark in many places. And you need to be enlightened, and you need to be brought up into the truth and to be greater and to be more powerful and not doubting and not disliking, not just falling by the wave because of your own humanity. Trust God. Rise up. Trust God. Listen with the heart. Trust God and not the ways of the world which lie. I love you all.
Thank you so very much.
Greetings, this is Uriel.
Welcome, Uriel.
I'm only here for a brief time because I know that I have been here a couple times before, but I think there is important questions that need to be asked, and I
Yes.
would like to just answer them and then be on my way.
Of course, Michelle has a question, and if anyone else has a question for Uriel, please indicate. Okay, go ahead, Michelle.
Hi, Uriel. Thank you. for coming.
Greetings. It's good to see you.
You too. You're wonderful. Thank you for being here. I was just wondering about first contact and what the latest is on that. If you can give us
Okay.
an update, please.
Over the years, first contact has looked very different to many different species and aliens and creator beings as well. First contact looked like ships landing. First contact looked like the overtaking of technology over time, and first contact looked this way and that way, and this sort of being was supposed to come and that sort of being was supposed to come. But you know what first contact looks like now is that they're going to just start coming little by little. It is the only way humanity will accept them, is to show themselves little by little. And that has already started. So first contact in many ways has already started. I see that, I feel that, and I see how it's happening, even though your governments are not allowing first contact to happen. They're weaning their way in with knowledge, understanding, messages, showing up in places that are remote. And they will continue to do so until they are affirmed by the governments. They will say, we have to admit they are here. Too many pictures, too many people seeing them, too much information for them to be kept away. Now, they will try to make it look negative, but they won't be able to. They will try to make it look like they're invading the earth or whatever, but if that's the picture that you're getting, it's the wrong one. They are here. They've been here for thousands and thousands of years. And now they're just coming back to reclaim their civilizations, their megalithic societies, their stargates and their stargate grids. They're coming back because they made a lot of what's here. Is that invasion? I think not. Is it reclaiming? I think so. But that doesn't mean an invasion or an overtaking. It means that they will come little by little to bring forth what is necessary for this earth to survive, in their opinion. They do not want you to die. They do not want you to become darkened. And that is what the negative forces would have. But they are making inroads to this planet to help it. They've always helped it in some way. You must understand that and not be afraid of them. Much love. I will take one or two questions, but that's
Love to
all.
you.
There is a line of people waiting.
There's a question from David. Go ahead, David.
Greetings. Hello, Uriel. Good to see you.
Thank you.
So I've heard from someone about something unique, maybe about my aura, maybe a rainbow aura or something. I'm curious to hear about that and any guidance about the current experiences of the fast pulse or just maybe it's just excessive
You
fear.
you have many great gifts within you, but they are not at the surface. They are still buried within you.
Okay.
You are living in the kind of fear that will stop you from doing everything. You
Okay.
are living in a kind of fear that will not let you grow. So you have to understand that this rainbow aura, although you have it and it is a sign of great gifts within, will not be able to open these gifts with the fear and anxiety that you have. So you just must learn or find a way or find someone that will help you through it, because you cannot seem to do it alone.
Yeah. Yeah, it's been real tough.
There are other people here that have the same things happening with them with fear and anxiety. However, they're not as paralyzed as you are, and they can establish some other means to go forward. But paralyzation is difficult. That means you don't even make a move forward. Very, very little. In fact, you've gone backwards. So you must take care of the problem instead of just thinking about taking care of the problem. You must take action against the problem. You must take action and be proactive. Bring positivity to you. Bring someone to you that can help you. But that's going to take effort. As well as everyone else here, effort is needed to go forward. Always. Everyone needs to use effort to move forward. But that is what I needed to say today. I love you all. There are others more important than me to come. Much love.
Much love to you. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Ah. Greetings. I am
Greetings.
Buddha.
Oh, welcome, Buddha. Welcome. Welcome. Hmm,
I have a message for you all.
perfect.
This is a time of enlightenment, a time when things are changing, a time when you prepare for the future, a time when the future is uncertain in many ways. You must check your chakras every day. You must check your energy every day. And when you wake up, you must fill yourself with positivity, because negativity will try to steal all the good things away from your daytime. Now, if you are very third dimensional, which some of you are, that will not affect you as much. But if you are working as a leader of light, if you are working to shed light on the world, if you are working to make yourself a leader and helping others to grow, then you must beware that you are the targets of the negativity. You are the ones that they will come after and want to turn into darkness. Do not fret, for we are all here to help you. I am, all the gods that you know of. Pick the one that you trust the most, and then let them help you, because we are all from the same realm of godliness, all from the same heart of God. We may be slightly different personalities, but we are here to help, and we are here to lead, and we are here to bring enlightenment. We love you very much. Remember, the chakras, make sure they're bright and ready for the day. And your thought processes, bring light into them, into the heart, into all the processes of the body in the mornings. Remember, when I was young, I was taught many things, and they seemed strange to me at first. But then, once I grasped the understanding of what they were teaching, it became very aware to me that I was who God wanted me to be, and how to move forward by holding on to God and letting Him pull me up. I did not have to pull myself up, because God was there to pull me up once I understand His power and His grace and all the things about Him. He will pull you up. It is not a great effort. You just must attach in the proper ways and let the love of God bring you up. Is there questions? I don't hear anything, so there must not be. Hello? Is
Sorry,
there
my mic wouldn't unmute. Yes, there was a question. And who was it that requested Buddha? I believe it was Shir. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay, Shir, please go ahead. And I'm so sorry if for some reason you guys and I don't unmute quickly for whatever reason, please, and you know it's your turn, just go ahead and say, I asked for you.
Greetings, Buddha.
Greetings, my son. Tell me.
For some reason, I felt the urge to call upon you.
Yeah.
We never spoke, but I have a great admiration for you.
Thank you.
And I was wondering actually if you can maybe assist me with my lucid dreaming. It seems that lately, for quite some time, I don't have the same frequent lucid dreaming. I still dream and I still have some lucid dreams, but it seems that it declined in recent months, and it kind of something that I don't really realize why it happened, but maybe you can clarify what it is that is going on.
Let me tell you this. No matter what gifts or what thought processes that you have and are fully aware to you, they will always plateau and give you a rest at some period. Your lucid dreaming is just on a hiatus right now. But let me tell you, it will return. There are other things transitioning within you that the lucid dreaming cannot actually do in the third dimension. So you are becoming aware of things. There is great change in the world coming, and it is, for some, very interesting and enlightening. For others, it might be very fearful, but you must learn to rise above it. And you have learned to rise above it in some ways, but you still have a great deal of anger to deal with. And so they're letting you think about these things. They're letting you evolve in a way that is very human-like, very third-dimensional. But you must understand that you are a leader. And with a great deal of anger, leadership can become a terror, and it can become deadly. You are not to become a deadly leader. You are becoming a more loving leader. this is something that you really don't understand yet. But I love you very much, and your understanding of how to lead will change. I am here to bring you more enlightenment. You are quite powerful, quite intricate to the ways of the future. So be aware that that is still the truth for you.
Thank you very much, and I will speak with you in the future. But it's a great honor to speak with you and to learn from you. Thank you very much.
You will learn and rise. Who else needs to speak to me? I think you're having problems with your
No, we're
mute.
not. There is a healing request. Is that possible to do with you?
It is, but not at this second.
Okay, all right.
Healing request.
All right, thank you so much. Okay, David has another quick, actually, we're gonna go to Susan first and we'll come back to David if there's no other questions. Go ahead back, Suzanne.
Greetings.
Greetings, Buddha. Thank you so much for coming. What an honor.
I am happy to be with you.
This morning, I was doing some traditional yoga, and I realized that and I've been doing yoga for quite a long time, but
Yes.
I realized that my mindfulness plays a bigger role than maybe I thought before. And giving an intention plays a much bigger role than I thought before.
The fusion of the mind and the body during the yoga is important. You must all be at peace with one another. Emotion, thoughts, physicality, all things must come together in one mindfulness as you move forward. And do your emotions, because they will have a spiritual value in some ways as you move and as you become part. You have sensed many times during your yoga practice that there is something elegant and beautiful happening while you are doing your movements. Now you can unite and enlighten yourself through the yoga in a way that you had not been able to do before. This is a culmination of many years of understanding and bringing God to you, the table, when it comes to all things. I know that your life is not perfect, but yet, when you are doing yoga, perfection is closer, perfection is greater, and you feel the harmony of the universe come towards you and unite with you. And now you are at the point where you can lose consciousness inside of your yoga thought process.
Yes, thank you. That seems to be exactly what's happening. And I didn't know if it was because we have more energies on Earth,
But you
or
can shave them off with yoga.
Yes.
You can become one with the universe with yoga. You can become, all of you have ways to become one with the universe. And that is what's required for enlightenment.
Thank you very much.
You are welcome. Some of you are saying, what does it mean to be one with the universe? It is to be with God in a way that is still and beautiful. And yet you are out of the consciousness of the third dimension, and still you are in peace, enlightenment, and God is speaking to you in languages you do not even know yet, and will go to the subconscious and be aware in your consciousness of change, that there is something happening with you.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much. Okay, we do have a question from Let me see. We have a question from David. Go ahead, David.
Hello, Buddha. It's so good to
Good
be with you. I'm seeking what you were talking about, how to connect with God. I've been praying, and you said that God can lift you up and bring you out of things, and I'm going through a great challenge, and the stress has been incredible. I'm looking for guidance. Many people have told me that I've received what I need to know and that I haven't done it or something, but I'm doing
No.
many things.
If you would receive what you need to know, then you would know it. What you have received, you have pushed into your system. What you know, you have not yet accepted in some ways. So you must be one with what you know and what you accept. You know many things, but they are not part of you because you have not accepted them. What I am saying to you is this: God has chosen you for many things, but you have actually not accepted what God has chosen you for. Otherwise, you'd be moving in that direction. You have accepted it in one level, but refused it at another. You say it's impossible to get there from here, but it is not. You must understand there is reasons why God makes it difficult for some people. You must learn to overcome. You must learn what overcoming does for a person. I had to overcome many things in my growth to understand that God was there for me. I had to let go of fears. I had to let go of what the mind was telling me. I had to let go and be part of the consciousness of the universe and not part of the earth consciousness, not part of the physical consciousness, not part of what everyone says, but become part of what God really is. He reaches down and pulls you up when you are ready. When you say to him, I must be part of you. I must acknowledge you. I must rise above this plane. You have not yet given in to rising above anything. You have accepted your fate as what it is. Now you must take what you have, and you feel that you have nothing, but you have the grace of God, the grace of understanding and wisdom, but you do not use it to your favor. You do not bring it into your world enough. You do not enlighten yourself with God's presence. You worry about yourself and your condition, and you must rise above that. The universe is so great next to you. You are but less than a speck of sand in relationship to the universe. Why is it that this speck of sand cannot become part of the universe in many ways? So let that tiny speck of sand that you are, give yourself over to God, who is greater, vast, and all-encompassing, and does not want this for you. Why do you continue to separate yourself from him?
I don't want to. It's great.
Find a way to accept and allow him. I hear all of you listening to me because accepting and allowing God to do whatever it is he needs to do with you is not third dimensional. It is above the third dimension. And many of you say, well, I have to live here, and you will. I had to live in the third dimension also. But in my time of meditations, In my time of prayer, I became less human, less part of the third dimension, and more part of the wisdom of God, part of the universe, part of the enlightenment that God has for each and every individual. I was meant to do that. Not everyone will do that, but everyone was meant to do that. Some of you will not grasp what God is all about, and He knows that. He is far beyond your understanding, and that's why you have to just let go, because you will never understand Him. You will never always know Him. You will never feel what He feels, but you can be part of Him, and He can allow you to become part of Him in whatever way you can allow. Become one. The oneness is the allowance. The oneness is the beauty of connection with God. The oneness is knowing that nothing matters but God, and that He will bring you through everything. And you see in your third dimension that it doesn't seem possible. It doesn't seem relatable that God would bring you through everything. And some of you will fall into darkness because you doubt God and you don't feel Him. And that is a dark place. But God is even there in those darkest places, allowing you to overcome those feelings, allowing you to allow Him to come into that dark place and be part of you, allowing you to say, I give up, God. It is your thought process I want to become part of. It is part of your love I want to feel. It is part of you that I want to be. And the only way to do that is to surrender your free will for a minute. Surrender everything that is you. You must connect to the divine. You must connect with all that you are to the origin of who you are. Because as you give up your free will to God, He will give you more free will than you could ever handle. You do not understand this as mortals, but He is in control when you let go of your control. When you let go of your understanding and bring His understanding in, then you become less mortal and more divine, less conquerable and more indelible in the universe. I'm not sure if I'm saying it correctly, but I am telling you that when you find God in the truest ways, you find peace beyond understanding, and you find who you really are in God, and He will release all those gifts into you and even more than what you knew, and you will rise up just like I did, just like the other gods. They could not stay in one earthly plane. They had to rise above it because God gave them that energy and filled them with what was necessary. How else could they be above? How else could they rise? How else could they be God if they were not connected to Him in a very real way?
Thank you so much. That was incredibly beautiful. Thank you so very much. There is a question from Anne. Go ahead, Anne.
Greetings, Buddha.
Greetings.
I have a question about because I've been dreaming my inner child or some kind of being a child and as being happy and playful. And can you tell me about the difference between the inner child and the higher self connection?
Yes. You're dreaming about the inner child because the inner child is the one reaching out to God for playfulness, for love, for genuine innocence. Yes, that is the inner child is perfect and beautiful and plays well with the universe and understanding it as it being pure and rich and positive and is able to understand it in the way of love, where the higher self is to guide you through the third dimension. The higher self is there to try to bring the physical into the non-physical. The inner child is already in the non-physical because it is communing with God and communing with all that is positive and good. And that is where you want to be. And so you actually are craving that enlightenment. And this is the day for you because I am telling you how to do that. How to let go and let the inner child be you in some ways. Now, you will not be also playful. You will not be also innocent because you have learned the ways of the world. You've learned what is out here in the third dimension. But you can let that go when you bring it all to God. You can let go of your jaded thoughts. You can let go of the jaded third dimension when you bring yourself in to a relationship with God that is balanced within you. And then you rise and your wisdom increases. You say things like, I understand what love really is. It is a relationship with God that stretches out beyond human existence, beyond the physical. Oh, yes, there is a physical love. There's an emotional love. There's a universal love. And I want to be part of that because it enhances the physical love. It enhances the human love. It enhances the emotions because God is all of these things. Otherwise, you would not have them. But he can enhance everything that you are and make your life greater and more beautiful in every way. And that's what the inner child wants to do. They want to take you to a place that is beyond third dimension. And you say, what I know as an adult, third dimension. But when you talk to God, you are just like a child. He is so far above you. He takes the child in you and embraces it. And he will embrace all that is you, all your intelligence, all your spirituality, all your love, all your peace, and make it greater, all your sexuality, all the things that are you become divine.
Wonderful. Thank you. That's beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you so much. There is a question from Kat. Go ahead, Kat.
Greetings.
Yes, hey, hello.
Hello.
My question is, I'm doing my personal work, and it seems that every time I wake up next day, it's like kind of back again. This the let's say in internal pain, body pain.
I see.
So my question is, with the work that I do, it's for healing that internal power, internal pain, or to increase my um, inner power, inner being.
No, it is something that God wants you to overcome. Pain in this realm
Mhm.
can be overcome with the Spirit. And we have to learn this. When I was young, let me tell you, I had pain and discomfort. I had allowed doubts and fears and pains to come to me because I did not understand the third dimension, especially. I was drowning in all the thoughts of the people. They were coming to me and saying how much pain and anxiety and fear they had. And I was supposed to be wise and tell them how to uh, do things better. But I was not in the enlightened state yet. One moment. So I was a little lost in telling them what to do. But finally, it came a time when I allowed everything of the Spirit to become what part of me. It took some time, of course. I was I was almost an adult before I experienced my first true glimpse of God, probably around 18 or 19. But once I experienced that one true glimpse of God, I sought it again and again. And that's what I want you to do, my son, because pain does not have to be part of your world. Now, you will, the world will tell you that pain is part of it. And that is true. If you allow the pain to be there, it will be there. If you allow yourself to be fully third dimensional, you will come into pain and understanding of it. But I can tell you, the perfection of God, once you find it, takes away all these negativities. There is no use for it in God's realm. There is no use for it in the attachment to God. So he cleanses it out. He makes sure that you are in perfect alignment. And when you are in perfect alignment with God, then there is no pain. There is no misunderstanding. You may just swim in his beauty and his grace, basically. And I will tell you, there are many, 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 many millions and billions of people on your planet that have pain, but they have not known God in a way that is perfect enough to take it away. Now,
I have
there
another.
are some, yes.
Yeah, yeah, I know what you're saying. So I do people have the same thing like I have, or it's just my stuff?
Your stuff is your stuff, yes. It's not the same with
Okay.
anyone else, no. Your stuff is the
Um,
way it is with you, right?
So people, I don't know. I imagine I'm the same like everyone else, and so do they have
No,
the same?
you are unique and special. There is no one that feels exactly the same as you do. They may say, oh, yes, I have that pain, or yes, I have it, but it's not the same. Theirs is greater or less, or it has a different beginning, a different way of expressing itself. You may find that there are others very similar, but no one is the same as you. You are unique to God. You are unique in every way. Even your thought processes are not like anyone else's. Your thought processes have come because of what you experienced, what you have seen, what you know for sure, what you have read and understood, from what you have, oh, so many ways of bringing information into your system. And some of it's from touch, some of it's from hearing, some of it's from speaking, some of it's from seeing, and all the senses have a part of who you are. Some of it's from taste. Now, you are unique unto yourself. And God knows that and will deal with you as you are. He does not want you to change for him. He just wants you to accept him. He just wants you to come to him and allow him to become part of you. But in order to do that, you must seek him. He will not seek you because he gave you free will. And to use your free will to seek him is what he desires. That means that you can become one with him if you give your free will to him for a certain period of time. And those periods of time when you give your free will to God, he overcomes the physical. He overcomes the emotional. He overcomes all things.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. It's hard to understand at first, I know.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. Okay, there's a very nice question from the chat. Temple says, I have a question. Would it be better to have a personal relationship with God so you can ask him questions, or have conversations about his highest timeline for you instead of surrendering your free will? Surrendering free will is one of the major issues on the planet. That is what has got us in the trouble in the first place. Do you want me to
Yes.
read it again?
No.
Okay, perfect.
Surrendering your free will to others is what's gotten you in trouble. Surrendering your free will to the earth societies, for the thought processes of the world, you have not surrendered your thoughts to God, because that does not cause problems. Surrendering your thoughts and free will to God is something that you have not experienced and do not know. You have experienced all the interactions of the third dimension on your body, on your brain, on your emotions. You are highly sensitive to all these things, but God made you highly sensitive. So you could be highly sensitive to God as well. And that is not the same as being tearful, or not the same as being jealous, or not the same as being thinking that someone is stealing your identity or your thunder. God is your identity. God is all that is you. You wouldn't be you without God, but you would not be you either without accepting the things of society, without accepting the words that other people have said. But you have not been with the divine in a way that he can speak to you in a way that you've never been spoken to before, in a way that you have never felt before, in a way that your emotions are not accustomed to, in your way your love has not been able to feel. You are not giving in to God's free will, and God's free will, it will save humanity and not destroy it.
Thank you so much. Okay, there's a question from Lilypad. Go ahead, Lilypad.
Hello, Buddha. Nice to meet you.
Free.
I have two questions. One is about animals. I've been dreaming about animals, and like lions, wolf, fish, and I don't remember the rest of it. But is there? Does it mean that they are the? I heard that we have like animal guides,
Yeah.
Or so I was wondering if those are my guides or was something different. Oh,
Well, they have a message for you. When people dream about their animal spirits, they are longing for some kind of freedom, some kind of being to escape from where they are, to be more close to nature, to be closer to God in the sense that they're only relying on their senses and God to survive. And you seem like someone that is hungering for a greater freedom in God, a greater freedom in this universe. And so that is why the spirit animals sometimes come in the way that they do. They represent that freedom. They do not have um, uh, the knowledge of free will. They just use whatever they have. They have the instincts of survival. They have the instincts of all the things that were born into them. And they use those things to become who they are and become one with God in many ways. Now, you will find that some of them give themselves over to a dark thought or a dark presence and they become wicked animals, but most of them are not. Most of them are just free to give their spirit to God and to be free in God's will, which they don't even know is God's will. But God is gracious, loving, and good. And so they are free to do as they wish, but they are part of the survival, the food chain, and all these different things. And you are longing to be sort of wild and free.
well, thank you. Okay. My second question is about the Tibet. I don't know how to pronounce, but I'll try the Tibetan bowls. The bowls. Anyway, I went to this place where this lady was playing the singing bowls, or I
The
don't
Tibetan
know how you
bowl.
say bowls. Anyway, my body. Yes, correct. And my body, I saw people that were relaxing. Some was sleeping, which is good, but my body started jerking and my vocals, and then I started kind of, I felt like I was interrupting the place. So how this energy, how does it work with, am I becoming hypersensitive, my nerve system, because I'm jerking and doing weird movements on the
Let me tell
floor?
you what was happening.
Would you be able to tell me what?
Yes.
Because
Remember,
it's
these
annoying.
bowls,
I feel like I was interrupting others. I maybe shouldn't go there. Yes.
let me tell you what was happening. Are you ready?
Yes, please.
Very good. When you play the Tibetan bowls or anything that is similar to that, you are bringing everything into a oneness. That vibration is becoming one with everyone. It is going out and penetrating all things and bringing things into oneness. That vibration, that beautiful thought process of oneness. Your body was not ready for that oneness quite yet. It was getting rid of things that were against the oneness. So you were jerking and moving because the oneness was not getting through to you in the way that it wanted to. But once you stay in that beauty and that oneness for a while, it will even you out. Did you find that it evened you out afterwards?
Yes, if um yeah, it feels
It was
good. It was no
it was
pain, nothing. It
purifying.
feels good. And I just I have to explain to everybody that, sorry.
It was purifying you, my dear. It was making you one with the sound, was making you
Yes.
one with everything else. And that is something that you're not used to. You're not used to being one with everything. You're used to being an individual. And so with people that were all around were used to the sounds of the bowls, were used to integrating with that vibration, were used to integrating with the spirits of that vibration, and you had to find that integration point, and you had to even out and find the peace within it. And that is fine. There will be many that would react that way if they are not used to this beautiful, peaceful oneness.
Yeah, it feels good. I mean, peace,
Yes.
and I feel like, yeah, it was very, very good. Okay, well, okay, thank you so much, and thank you. Namaste.
Much love to you, my dear. I am glad you were able to find peace in it. It was a lovely, a lovely experience for you.
Thank you
Yes,
so
thank you.
much. Thank you. There's a question from Scott. Go ahead, Scott.
Greetings. You may unmute.
He said greetings. Scott, maybe you have to talk a little louder.
I cannot hear you yet.
Scott?
Hello, can you hear me?
Just barely.
Hello?
Ah, there you are.
All right. So the question I have, is there any advice, the inside work that I'm doing, just any advice, direction to help me?
What work are you doing?
Just going inside, being at one, taking my breathing exercises, pushing the Kundalini up through the top. I did the
Yes. All right.
to
Very
open
good.
my third eye even more.
All right. You must listen carefully. You are doing all very good things. These are things that are actually purifying certain areas of the body. The Kundalini will purify the chakras. The third eye will help you connect more to the upper chakras and to greater realms of psychic energy. The things being at one within yourself, and the breathing will help also to even out negativity, to take that out, to bring in good positivity and take the negativity out. What you're missing is this, the crown. Open your crown to God and let him come in to all these things, to the Kundalini, to the breathing, to the love that you're feeling. Let God in every part of the things that you're doing, from the spiritual angle, from the third dimensional angle, because this is a different connection. God is a different connection than any earthly connection. So you must allow him to be part of all these things, and they will be 100-fold better. You are doing a wonderful job with yourself, by the way. I see that you have grown and that you feel different and that you understand and are bringing in wisdom, aren't you?
Yes.
You are growing in many ways. Now, open the third eye, that third eye and the crown together, and see what God has to bring in to you that's even greater. Now, it won't happen on the first time, but it will happen if you continually do it and ask God for his blessing to do it.
So include God more in bringing through my crown and bring him in immense, like saturate through that.
Yes.
Okay. And the strengthening of the aura, am I doing that correctly too?
The aura is also part of God, and he will change your aura many times. I see that your aura is also very good. It stretches out a long way.
God do all the stuff by himself, or does he?
There is a lot of noise coming from someone.
It's not me, it's somebody else unmuted.
Somebody is making a lot of noise. Can you please mute?
There's no noise here.
Very well. Very well.
It's
I
better
can
now.
hear someone wanted to interfere with your space, but that's all right. Yes.
So the things
your-
I've been
your
doing
aura-
with the aura is working.
the aura work is fine.
Okay.
I will tell you this. Once you open up to everything, the aura will expand out to greater distances. As you become enlightened, the aura expands outward so that when people come into your presence, they feel you, they understand you. When you meet the Dalai Lama, his presence is available well before you get close to him because he is enlightened and his aura moves out to greet you before you even are in his presence. And people will say, I'm feeling something already. And when you are enlightened and bring God in that way, your aura expands and people feel God. They don't know what they're feeling, but they know that it is something about you because they're getting closer to you.
I'm very grateful. I send my thanks to you
You're welcome.
in your time.
Beautiful. Any other questions, or should I let someone else come?
Well, there's many of questions, but if you want to let someone else come, that's fine. Thank you.
Very well. You have been most gracious, and I believe that most of you have listened carefully, and that is a good thing. This is a very different world than what I lived in, and it's a very difficult one. Enlightenment is hard to find, and many people do not know even where to start to find it. But you will be able to look into it in a better way, and it will come to you as you release your free will to God, and he gives you a greater free will because it will be God's free will. Yeah. Did someone call me? I'm Rudolph. Someone?
Yes, you were called by someone within the chat. So if you will just give a moment, we can find out what the question is for you,
I
Mr.
just
Steiner.
didn't understand why someone would call me.
Well, you are an expert on Hermetic philosophy, and I'm sure there's many questions. So just give a moment for the person to type in the chat, and we will come back to you with a question. Does anyone else in our room have a question for you?
Oh, they're calling it Hermetic philosophy now?
No, that's what I'm calling it. I'm sure there's esoteric philosophy. I'm sure there's many ways to call it. So
I see. Yes, I never went by that title.
Yes.
As a Hermetic philosopher. Never.
When you're the originator of something, you probably don't call it the same thing that we call it now in retrospect. So just one moment. I'm just checking the chat. Let me see. Okay, who had the question for Rudolph Steiner, please? That you were, I'm just going to see who requested you. It was Jess. Jess, do you have a question? I hope Jess is still here. Oh, here's a question from Curious Light Channeler about magic. They say, I have a question about how can I purify my soul with white magic? Can I just do that through my intention with white magic?
Yes, and many things are guided by intention, of course, because intention is a powerful thing. If you intend to be positive, then you will end up to be positive. If you intend to be negative, then you will end up in negative realms. If you don't have any intentions of all, it could at all, you can end up anywhere. So putting intentions on things is a very wise thing to do because it pushes you in the direction of your intention. Now, what I would advise you to do is write down your intention. Many times you must understand that you can forget about intentions quite easily. And what I did was I wrote down some of my intentions, what I wanted to talk about, how I wanted to speak about things, and my intentions for what I wanted people to hear and know about myself. You may not know that about me, but I was very well intentioned. Some things didn't come out the way that I wanted them to, but they did follow the intention. They were positive, but they weren't exactly what I thought they were going to be.
Understood. Very interesting. Very interesting. So I'm just going to check one more time just to see if Jess, okay. Yes, this is from Jess. Jess says, I'd love your insight into our ascension process currently from your perspective.
Oh, the ascension process? It's a process of give and take. Let me tell you this about your ascension. It's trying to be stopped at all levels. You find your light workers are turning dark, and and they are becoming part of negativity and spreading negative thoughts, and they're thinking that they're doing the right things as a light worker to spread negativity, and that is part of what the dark side wants. They want your light workers to involve themselves in the conspiracy theories in the darkness, and they want them to proliferate it so that the light will be less. What I see is that some light workers are truly still light, and they will reject the hatefulness and the fear and all the things that cause the ascension to die out. But this ascension is part of the next step of your evolution in some ways. Evolution is separate, of course, but evolution is going along the same path alongside of your awareness. So in your ascension, I see a great amount of energy going in to the ascension and little energy going into the actual evolution. But that is all right. Evolution is natural. The ascension is also natural, but can be pushed faster where evolution may not be able to be done that way. I am seeing a great deal of people with trying to gain intellect and guiding their world through intellect. And if they do that, they will lose out on the spiritual positivity. And intellect is admirable. Yes, I had intellect, people admired me, but the spirit is more important. And actually, with the spirit, there comes intellect, there comes wisdom, there comes advantage. And so you have to be aware that with spiritual intellect, if you will, comes greater knowledge and understanding, because God understands everything. And if you're just going to go into, say, one portion of it, say raw religion or that's all fine. Everything is good with that. The thing is, you can't exclude the fullness of God from it. Whereas sometimes when certain things are taught from different angles, certain elements of God are lost out of that. And you want fully to be aware of all of God's elements and all of God's emotions and understandings. So make sure you include them in your learning and your intellect. Hello? The ascension
yes,
is
thank
going.
you. No, that was fine, but I was just waiting to see if you were done.
I just was going to say also, the ascension is going well. there are many very devout people keeping it going well.
Thank you so much. There's a question from Wendy for you. Wendy, do you want to answer your question?
Yes, thank you so much. Hello, Rudolph. Very pleased to meet you. The question that I have is I am trying to figure out what exactly am I incorporating, because I slept until 11:22. And so I have a feeling there's a lot of spirit work going on.
What is this about 11:22?
That's the time I literally woke up and looked at my clock and was like, oh, I should be somewhere.
11 is a spiritual number. Perhaps you needed this sleep. 22 is a number that says you are on the right track. So at least from my angle, it looks like that you were meant to sleep in and that you were meant to come in when you did.
Wonderful. Is there any message that you can give me at this time?
I can tell you this. The third dimension is very big with you. There's a lot of things happening in it, and you need to get away from it a little bit. And you have a lot of responsibility. Is this correct?
Yes, very much so.
So it is my thought for you that you would behoove yourself to take a couple days just for yourself and to meditate on God, the beauty of all things, and the world will not fall apart around you. But yet, many people depend on you.
Yes, that's very true. I do find that I try to do a daily meditation. So I guess an hour is not enough time, right? More time than an hour.
I think that you have a great challenge with time. And I think that God wants you to get a little closer. There's some wisdom he wants to impart to you that he is trying to get to you. And you need just a couple, more than just a few minutes to get with God. Maybe one day would be enough. But I think that you need to have some complete silence and get into God's element for at least a day.
Okay. Thank you very much for that wisdom. I do appreciate it.
Well, and plus it will give you a little space that you don't have.
Yes, it's been challenging to find time for myself. Last year was different. I had quite a bit more time for myself. This year has been more challenging for sure.
Yes, and God says to me that you need some space.
Well, today seems to be that day.
Very well. Good.
Thank you so very much. I appreciate your time.
You're welcome. That was off my usual train of thought, but yes.
Thank you so much. We have just 10 minutes left. I don't know if you want to bring through one more being or not, but it's really up to you. And thank you, Rudolph Steiner, for being here with us.
No more questions?
No more questions.
Very well. There are the others waiting. There's a line. So thank you for your time and attention. One moment, please. Greetings.
Greetings.
I'm a representative from the galactic government.
Perfect.
Someone has called for me.
Yes, JLo. JLo will have the last question, I believe. JLo, go ahead.
Hello.
Greetings.
This is actually somewhat of a surprise, but more than anything, I would like for you to inform us on anything that you find to be pertinent or important, so we can begin to maybe think about the So, yeah, the words aren't coming through at the moment, but I am very curious.
I understand what you're saying. Let me tell you what I know. There are many of you applying for ambassadorships to many different places, and with good reason, because the Arcturians, the Pleiadians, the many different species are asking for representatives to represent them on your planet, so that they would have a greater voice on your planet, and let people know that there's information to come from out here. So far, that has not really happened, but it is something that they are working on. Now, the other thing is this. I understand that many of you are looking to do work out here, to be part of the universe, be part of the outer realms, if you wish. That's not going to happen right away, but it will happen. We feel very confident that the outer realms will be opened up to you within several years now. So that being said, it will take some time after those lines of communication have opened for there to be some laws and for guidelines for visitations and for people to leave the planet and come to the planet. So there has to be rules and regulations that fit with each different species that want to come. And so it will start with one species and go to another, to another, and to another. And some of these guidelines will fit with all species and some will not, because some species will be able to breathe your air and some species will not. So some species will be here for positive things and want to speak to governments and things of that nature, and some of them will not. So there's a lot of different protocols that have to be put into place. So they are starting to write protocols at this time. I think that has been mentioned, but usually they go through a phase where they write a lot of protocols for acceptance of outer beings, and then they set it to the side because something happens more important on the earth, and they don't want to be considered as irresponsible, but they do want to get these guidelines and protocols written, and they have some of them done. But they're very few and very incomplete as far as their knowledge of different species. They know a lot about the grays. They know a lot about some species, but they do not know a lot about all species. So the protocols for the grays would be easier for them because they have captured grays. They have captured also Pleiadians. They have also captured Orions. So some of these species they may know a little bit more about because there's been crashes and things of that nature. And some of them were still alive and were able to give information. But some of that information has changed over the years. So they're really not as informed as they think they are. So does that answer your question?
Yes, it does. Thank you.
Good. So anybody else?
I do not see a question. I do not see a question from anyone else, but we are really at the top of our hour. So
very well. At least I got in.
You definitely got in. Thank you so very much.
I don't think, well, there's other people waiting, but there's no time. So I will leave you now.
All right.
Blessings to your world.
Thank you very much. It was very lovely speaking with you.
Okay, hello.
Hello, welcome back. Thank you. What beautiful, beautiful information came through today from Buddha, especially. How very enlightened.
Hello.
Hello. Can you?
Yes, I hear you.
Okay, what I was saying, what beautiful information came through, especially from Buddha. What an
Wow.
incredible sharing that was. So enlightened, so pure. Thank you so much.
Good. I'm glad to
Yeah.
hear that.
Perfect. We're gonna have just a few announcements from Angie, and then we'll just do blessings, and then we're out of here.
Okay.
Hi, everyone. Thank you very much. Jim, thank you for allowing that information to come through. My announcement is we have the retreat scheduled for Hot Springs, Arkansas, August 8th through the 11th. And you can find the information on, I posted a updated link, updated information on all the Facebook pages. I'm not sure, Karen, if you posted it in the YouTube link. I also posted it here in our chat, the updated information about what is going to be offered. If you're interested in either being online or in person, email workshop@hucolo.org. I'll get information out to you.
Yes.
Will be posted.
Thank
Thank you. All right. Thank you. So who do we have doing blessings? Angie, do you want to do a blessing for us and we'll go out?
Sure, that would be great.
You want to if you
All
want.
right.
Duhara tukunia tukuia mantaka aisha shakua. Nuhu amda aki iataka aia sa tukuara taki. Nomda ohala siki atukunu shaptiki atukuani. Hia hoa na oati yami atuku ai tukunu shuku o atukani apataka. Hu a nokpa. Bless you.
Thank you. Thank you. And next week we have Will who'll be here. And that will be very exciting. So thank you so much, everyone. Thank you to Jim. Thank you to everyone in our room, and much love to all of you. Are you with us, Jim?
The interpretation of the prayer was this.
So sorry.
Much gratitude to all teachers, past, present, and future. You are needed in this timeline and in the next. We are here for you and are ready for you to come forward and be a great light in the world. Thank you again for all the things that you bring forward in truth, in spirit, and in love.
Much love to you. Thank you. Beautiful, beautiful way to end. Thank you. All right. We will see everyone next week. And we are out of here.